More coronavirus restrictions could be returning to Fresno County. We have reaction from a local business that may be affected. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shauna Kalafi. This could be the last weekend before Fresno County moves back to the most restrictive tier in the state's COVID reopening system. Now, if that happens, several business sectors, including restaurants, gyms, movie theaters, and places of worship, would be ordered to stop indoor services. Our Medeiros Bab joins us live from the Cracked Pepper Bistro, where the staff there is bracing for these possible changes. Medeiros?
And they just closed down for the night tonight, but there were dozens of people that came to enjoy a meal, and it could be one of the last times because of us tiering or being on that restricted list if that does come on Tuesday. So far, they've been able to, since September, offer a 25% capacity indoors, but if these new restrictions come down, then they would only be able to seat people outside.
It's going to be tough. We've been reserving a lot. We've been watching how we're spending personally. A lot of my staff, I'm telling them hold on to their tips, and because we don't know what's going to come.
Typically, the holiday season at Cracked Pepper Bistro makes up 60% of the year's income. Owner Vache Mukadarian says this year has been the worst in history for his business.
Worse than when we first opened, because imagine running at 100 miles an hour, then you hit a wall, and suddenly, for the year, we've lost over $1 million in sales.
With over 1,000 cases in Fresno over the last week, the state likely to require stricter guidelines.
I guess you have to look at it like trying to be safe for your family and stuff like that. But for another shutdown, it's kind of like easy.
Right now, restaurants fill 25% of their inside tables. Under the new guidelines, customers would only be allowed to eat outside. Gyms, churches, and movie theaters would also have to move outdoors. Hair salons would be able to stay open at limited capacity. Johnny Mendiola from Fresno feels sad for businesses that are suffering, but realizes COVID isn't going away anytime soon.
Still around, and you got to take it serious. And I think if more people will wear the mask, this thing would go away a lot quicker.
The Board of Supervisors have been vocal about saying that they would not enforce these stricter guidelines. But when I spoke with the owner here at Cracked Pepper Bistro today, he said that he is worried about not following the rules because the state could strip away his liquor license. Reporting from North Fresno, Medeiros Bab, KSEE 24, local news that matters.